So we are just 8 days away from the new year, 8 days away from 2024. 2023 was pretty action-packed, lots of new content, lots of new ships. I'm actually surprised by the amount of new ships that we have received this year. And I'm really hoping that 2024 will bring us even more new interesting ships. At least it seems like it's going that way. Besides new ships, I'm personally looking forward for new space. Now I know I was expecting actual wormhole space at the end of this year, but apparently that's not going to happen, which is fine. I believe that in the next year we will get actual wormhole space, and besides that I believe there's going to be a lot more things as well. New ships, tactical destroyers are one of the things that I expect to be launched in the next year. But besides that, the game itself, I believe it's been pretty fun so far. The PvP aspect, which has been one of my main things that I've been doing, it is still fun, and it is just as fun as I remember it to be back when I started in 2019. 2019 feels like 5 decades ago, right? Well, it was actually just a bit over 4 years ago. Well, technically going to be 5 years soon, but I've been playing the game since like the closed alpha, closed beta, so I've been with the game for quite a while, and it's been fun, honestly. It's been a very fun year, and I'm definitely looking forward for the next year, and I'm looking forward to see what the next year will bring us. I'm definitely going to be continuing with everything that I've been doing in the last like 3 years, and I'm absolutely looking forward to have even more fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to share that fun with you guys. So with that being said, well, let's jump into the first encounter for today. Now, the last like 2 weeks have been quite action-packed, I would say. We had lots of incoming fleets, and I actually changed my builds on this thing. Well, it is still integrated, but now the integrations are a bit heavier than usual, and there is a good reason for that. There is a growing threat of hot drops, which is, nothing new, but lately there have been a lot of sign outs, and last week I was basically solo versus like 4 corporations or different alliances. So yeah, was quite fun. Basically, been almost always outgunned, and basically you can't do anything because you have a Sino. One Sino is cloaked somewhere around the gate. Their ship is not in the station. They are not on the scanner, and there is a RB cover tops in the low sec system right next to the gate, just sitting there. My alt is actually watching that ship. So at least 2 Sinos from different corporations and from different alliances. So it's kind of crazy. Things have definitely gotten a bit crazy here, and I love it. It is definitely adrenaline induced. Now, I'm just going to roll around the gate here, see if these guys can break the tank, but apparently it doesn't seem to be the case. I think they are all tank fitted. They also have a guardian, so even if I start shooting, I'm not able to blow up any of their ships because their guardian will just absorb all of it, and I definitely don't have enough DPS to break a guardian. And for all the DPS on this ship is about 4,000, I think it's about 4,000, 5,000 DPS with siege mode active, which is not enough to destroy a guardian in a decent time. Definitely not enough to do that and basically warp out if a super carrier spawns. And I believe there's at least like 2 or 3 super carriers just waiting to pop in. I say 2 or 3 because again, 2 different alliances, 2 different corporations, well actually 4 different corporations, and all seem to be allied to drop super capitals on one little battleship. That's kind of funny how it goes. But apparently I'm not in danger at the moment. They can't really break the tank. That Dominic has a micro warp drift, and that's a ram, but it's not going to do much. It's not a dreadnought, so you can push it away from the gate. It's a battleship, and this thing is a mid-motor battleship. They're known for their speed, although this thing is also known for its tank, as we can see, and they are definitely not breaking this thing. Well then, I also did change, I forgot to mention, I changed the engineering rigs on this ship, so I made it a bit more capacitor stable. It is now capacitor stable with 50% capacitor, with 50% is stable. Although this is counted with the Nosferatus running. Without the Nosferatus, I believe it's still not exactly stable. No, the Nosferatus do help a lot with the capacitor on this ship. But I'll see if I can solve that problem down the road as well. And it seems like these guys have given up on shooting at this brick. Oh well, can't blame them, although they're still not warping off. So I think now they're waiting for me to aggro so that they can open Sino and drop who knows what. I always assume a super capital because that's basically the only thing that is daring to be around my ship, a super capital. A battleship versus a super capital, what can possibly go wrong? And sometimes I wish that I was still flying the Revelation, but if I were flying the Revelation, there would probably be like 50 capitals by now. And you might be thinking, well, 50 capitals isn't that bit of a stretch. Well, already happened once. Already happened that we got visited by about like 25 dreadnoughts. So you can only expect even more salt, and you can only expect even more capitals to be dropped from the previous time. So I always expect the worst of the worst possible situations, and that means a bunch of super capitals and a bunch of dreadnoughts, which I'm fairly sure is already prepared in this little encounter. So yeah, playing smart is definitely, I would say, one of the better things that you can do, especially when you're alone, when you're most alone. And I'm mostly like solo nowadays, or at best with one or two more players, but that's a bit more rare. I'm mostly playing alone nowadays, in most cases. Well, they're still here, and yeah, they're still waiting for me to shoot, just so that they can open Sino. Well, that's not gonna happen. And now they're warping off. Okay, they went to, I think, the station. I'm not really sure what. I think that's the station. Let me see where they're aligning. Yeah, they are aligning to the station or the gate. I'm not really sure what objects are all towards that direction. Oh well, that was fun. That was actually quite interesting. I was able to easily tank all that. Well, again, I believe they all had a tanky build, so yeah, tank versus a super tank, and you can't really do much. Well, both of our, well, all of our ships couldn't do anything to any ship here, because I can't break the Guardian and they can't break my lone Tempest here. Now, we have another incoming fleet here. Now, this fleet has, well, I would say very similar layout, as you will see. Very similar layout, although they are using lasers, and they are using the, I think, the Abaddons as DPS ships with a Guardian and a Logi, I believe. And this, in this case, this was recorded a bit before the first video. So here I have different rigs on this ship, and of course we all know that lasers melt shields, so it will be interesting to see how it will hold versus a bunch of high implant DPS ships. Now I've been told that they had like 6 heat sinks just for the Tempest, so that's kind of funny. I don't know how much DPS an Abaddon. I think a glass Abaddon can have like if my memory serves me well, about 12 to 15,000 DPS with a high level implant with 6 heat sinks, so definitely a lot of incoming DPS. On an armor tank it would definitely be easier to tank, but in this case I actually prefer to have the revelation for such shifts, because again the Guardian and the Logi basically prevents me from doing anything, since I can't break them because of the Guardian. I don't have enough DPS to destroy Guardian in a short time. With the revelation, these ships would be one click away from being destroyed. Maybe, who knows, maybe I do decide to set up a random trap with the revelation just to wipe a fleet. We will see. Well then, that's both lasers, and I believe they have already charged up the implant. I'm not quite sure if they're using the focus crystal or I think they're using the pulse crystal. I believe that's the pulse crystal, but I could be wrong. No idea what implant that is, but it's doing damage. I mean, that's a lot of DPS coming in at the ship, and it's laser. Lasers love to shoot shields, so not a big surprise. But it's holding still pretty well, I would say. I think the Raven Navy would be able to hold a lot longer, so maybe the Raven Navy is definitely the ship that I should start flying next. So we will see.
Shield damaged.
I know that the Raven Navy has like much more shield, and for that thing I might even be using the new shield generators. I think I bought a shield generator for this ship, but I never really used it. Not really sure why I haven't used it, but the shield generators are a good choice for navies, especially since they do enhance the recharge. But we will see what will happen with that down the road. Alright, well, next target. So we are now back to the good old Macarial, and our target with the Macarial is a Macarial. You can say that there is going to be some Macarial action here in a moment, and it's always fun. Always fun to drop the Macarial and stuff. It is still a very fun little ship. Well, little ship, it's a battleship, although the fastest battleship in the game when it comes to warp speed. The Nestor has been nerfed though. The Nestor isn't as fast as it used to be. The Nestor has been ninja nerfed. I think it goes like 2.5 km per second now. It used to go 3.5 km per second. So that I think that's one of the things I didn't really expect the Nestor to be nerfed. But you know, kind of funny that it happened. So there is the Macarial. Let's approach. I landed a bit far away, and I love how when I click on my micro overdrive it didn't work. But of course everything else works. So I have to rush to get close to the Macarial in order to scramble them. And well, they got scrambled, they got webbed. Yeah, now they're definitely not going to be able to warp off. They are now in the hole. It was a pretty quick and easy kill, honestly.
We're under attack.
There we go. That was a good kill. And a nice little catch.
We're under attack.
So, let's warp off and let's take a look at the kill. Or might even dock with timer, because that's the thing that I've been doing quite often recently, since my internet became not so good in December, because I don't know why, but my internet in some cases my internet isn't really the best. Well, it's never the best, but sometimes it's worse, sometimes not. Sometimes it works a bit better, but in general my internet sucks. So I don't really trust my internet with this ship. So the best possible option is to just dock with timer, and I've been doing that quite often, as I mentioned before. Not exactly the safest thing to do, but you know, it's better than to sit in space without being able to access your ship and then hoping that nothing happens to it. 3.7 billion, that's actually a more expensive Macarial than what we usually see. Oh my god, it's a cursed, oh no, it's a cursed Macarial. Well, never build your Macarial like this. It's not a good build and it's not going to work well because it's bad, it's cursed. Don't build your Macarial like that. Don't build your Macarial like that. It's a bad idea to build your Macarial. It's a hybrid tank. Now next we have a Gila, I believe. Yeah, we have a Gila. That's lovely. Warping at about
Warp drive active.
15-14 kilometers. I'm using the Kite Celos.
Warp drive
And as you can see, my ship is doing some warp drifts. That's showing you that I have very high ping. So yeah, I'm flying very expensive ships with horrendous internet. That was a very good warping, although a bit too close for my taste. But pointed, barrage engaged, battery mode engaged, and this Gila seems to have no DPS whatsoever, no tank whatsoever. And this thing also slaps, so not really a big surprise there. That was a quick kill. Let's take a look at
We're under attack.
the wreck. And of course, all the ships decide to light my ship, but that's fine. I'm surprisingly tanky with this thing. The Celos has been buffed significantly. I love that. Alright, we got a kill. Let's warp out. That did look like a pretty juicy kill there. Now the Gila can be expensive and cheap at the same time. Sometimes these ships are below 900 million in kill value, sometimes they're above 2 billion. And I honestly don't mind that. It brings more excitement to this. And this one was 2.1 billion, not bad. Okay, DPS Gila, interesting. Although not a good DPS Gila, they focused more on missiles and not on drones. The Gila is a drone boat, so if you're trying to do a glass build with your Gila, focus on the drones, not on the missiles. Having missile rigs, having missile damage mods on a Gurista paraship is not good. It's cursed. You should focus on the drone DPS from. You should focus on the drone DPS when you're flying the Gurista paraships. They are drone boats primarily. No, I took a ship that I haven't been flying in a very long time. This is a Vexor trainer. Our target is a Vexor. Is a trainer. Now this ship has been sitting in the middle of nowhere, so I thought it might be a bait. And honestly, we're about to find that out. I took the trainer for a trainer because that's I think that's the fair thing to do. Well, fair. I mean, better than using anything else, I guess. I really enjoy flying the low tier ships. That also includes the trainer ships. And, well, that wasn't a bait. Obviously, I have no idea what they have been doing here. But yeah, you never know what you can expect. So I treat every ship, every target that I encounter with the highest threat level, because you never know what they can surprise you with. Sometimes they can be a bait, sometimes not. It's just the best thing to do to assume that it's always a bait. That way you are always. That way you're always on your toes, I guess. Or should I say that way you are always expecting the worst. And honestly, I do expect the worst in most cases. I always expect the worst. Well, that wasn't a bait for sure. That definitely wasn't a bait ship.
Warp drive active.
But, you know, you never know. And I'll also do something very interesting. Well, interesting. I'll do something quite funny. I'll just dock with timer. And and we will see if I get blown up by the gate guns. Doesn't really happen that often. It's a guaranteed dock if you don't touch the screen.
Docking request
Basically,
accepted.
the main thing about this is that you dock and hope that your internet doesn't crash, hope that the game doesn't disconnect, and hope that the ship doesn't do something funny. Oh, I took my
Warp drive active.
Troll Tempest, yeah. Well, Troll Tempest, the troll ship. And this thing is designed to blow up AFK ships. Basically, the main purpose of this ship is to be yeeted at gate guns. When I say yeeted at gate guns, its main purpose is to basically troll frigates primarily that are of AFK on the gate. And there has been I think a Garmur or something similar around the gate and around the station. A Garmur or something like a Dramil, a faction frigate, but apparently they haven't been. They are not there. They have been active, so unfortunately I missed that target. Now I'm taking out the Thrasher fleet, and honestly, you will be surprised at how much fun I had with this ship. And I'm going to probably say this many times in the future as well, but I'm starting to have so much fun with the low tier ships. It doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to be something insane, it doesn't have to be, doesn't have to be like a dreadnought or a expensive navy to be fun, but these low tier ships are very fun when you throw them at other low tier ships, and they're also very fun when you throw them at a higher tier ship. Now for higher tier ships, I usually take something appropriate to its size, since I know that a lot of them have stabs, and I would definitely fly the low tier ships versus high tier ships, but the main problem with that is the lack of enough points. Basically, lack of points is the main reason why I don't usually take these ships out for higher level ships. But if we do see some nerfs on the stabs, then I'm definitely going to be doing some silly things with the low tier ships. After all, it's the fun thing to do, honestly. And as mentioned in the start of the video, I want to do that a lot more. That was a very well hilarious kill. It was only a Thrasher. Maybe I think I need more. Maybe I need more ships, actually. I think I need more ships. I think I definitely need more ships. More low tier ships. So I can match other low tier ships. The Tempest fleet is a bit overkill for a Thrasher, but if I had a Thrasher versus a Thrasher, that would be fair, I would say. And I think that's what I'm going to do next. I need to buy a lot more low tier ships. I will have a collection of low tier ships. I mean, I already have a collection of low tier ships when you look at my hangar. I definitely have a lot of low tier ships in my hangar, but I need more. I definitely need a lot more.
Docking request accepted.
And I docked with timer again. I love that. Anyway, let's go to the next targets now.
Active.
Recently, I actually bought the Prophecy 2 command, and I'll be honestly enjoying this ship. This is a little test run with the Prophecy, just to see how it works, how it will run. And so far, I've been really enjoying this this fat ship. I call this thing fat because it kind of is fat when you look at it. It's a Prophecy after all. Still working on my battlecruiser skills for the drone boats. They're not the best, but I think by the time the year ends in the next 8 days, I believe that this ship is going to. I think this ship is going to be vastly improved. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what this boat can do. Mostly, I'm mostly looking forward to enhance the tank on this thing. Basically, that's what I'm missing. I'm mostly missing battlecruiser skills. My drone skills are good, but the battlecruiser skills are not that good. After all, I haven't been using them for years, and just recently I started to be interested in battlecruisers again, especially if you get navy battlecruisers at one point. So it's definitely worth to have battlecruiser skills for the ships. But yeah, the prophecy with the bombard acting, which I do have with me here, the prophecy is definitely one of the scariest battlecruisers. It can be very tanky. It can also be very hard to kill. So it can be very hard to kill. It also has very nice command bursts, and good command bursts are definitely a good advantage because you can extend the weapon's scrambler range. Now with this ship I don't really use that, although I might use it just to extend the scramblers a bit more. So we will see how that will go when I decide to. Well, when I decide, I'm obviously already flying this thing, right? So I'm definitely looking forward to improve the prophecy. I don't have offense drones on it. Having the prophecy with offense drones is going to open a lot of, not possibilities, but it's going to give me a... Now here I have some bonus clips that I initially did not want to put in, but I thought that they were just way too funny to skip. So here we see a blue mother guard. You know, I'm with one of my friends here. We are just chilling, and at one moment this blue mother popped. Now at first I was kind of confused. Why are they blue? Why is this ship blue? And I locked because I know maybe it's just a mistake, you know. But you know, I really thought that they were blue. So you know, then I start to see even more blues pop in. So I thought, yeah, it looks like a friendly fleet coming in. Although, why is my friend there shooting at them? So this is when I realized that I think my standings are messed up, and at the time I didn't really know what's going on. Now when I actually look at the footage, I understand what's going on, but I wasn't really sure what was happening here back when I was recording this. So yeah, we got jumped. Now in this case I was in the Megathron Navy. This ship has a good overall tank, but it needs more armor repairs, and I never really had the time to change the build on this thing. So yeah, that's one thing that I have to complete on the Megathron Navy here. But yeah, tanking another fleet as a bonus, I guess. Well, this obviously not counting as solace, but it is nonetheless something I wanted to put here just as a bonus, because I really thought that it was kind of funny how I messed up my standings, and how it looks like that I'm being shot by blues, although obviously they are not blue, but my standings for some reason. I actually did reset all of my standings like a couple of weeks ago. For some reason, it didn't work in this update, so no idea
Armor damaged.
what was up with my game here. But yeah, one reason that you should double check your standings every time you get the chance to, because you never know when
Autopilot engaged.
it will mess up some things. All right, let's jump through. I guess that was confusion
Shield
101.
damaged.
That's how it
Destination
confused me
reached.
101 basically. And again, it was funny. I think that was quite hilarious. Because, you know, I'm being shooting at blues and now blues are shooting at me. We have gone all full circle. And the last clip for today, which I believe is going to be even funnier than the first one. I took my Vigil out. Now, usually I have all of these low tier ships for low tier targets. Because I love to fly the low tier ships, but we have a venture. And I thought, well, let's just dock and let's just
Docking
do something
request
even
accepted.
sillier. I could have went there with the Vigil, but let's do something different. Let's do something funny. Now I do have a venture myself, although this venture is definitely not a venture for mining, but you know, it has its purpose, and I haven't been flying this ship in a very long time. I actually forgot I had one. So let's take this thing out and let's see if I can blend in with the miners. Let's see if the pilot sees this ship and if they warp off.
Undocking.
Maybe they think I'm mining as well, you know? Maybe, I mean, they see a venture, they see a mining ship, they might think, well, this guy is mining as well. So let's just go and let's see where is this venture. I don't know what belt is. I mean, I know what belt it is. It's just faster for me to access the thing with the scanning window. Now this venture,
drive
quite an old
active.
ship. And I don't know when I built it. I still plan to have a venture video at one point. So we are going to see what the venture here is doing. There they are. Okay, let me approach. No, they don't know. They haven't. They're mining. Okay, they are mining, and seems like they are not moving. So maybe my disguise is pretty good. Maybe I have disguised myself pretty well. Although if I were a miner and if I see a different miner approaching me, I would warp off. Simple as that. I would be gone. But this ship seems to be quite relaxed around other mining ships. Let's orbit at 0. Let's see if they do decide to warp off. I'm very curious to see if they stay. It would be funny if they do stay. Well, they're staying. Okay. Well, even though I rammed them, they're still there. I'll orbit at 0. So, this is, I guess, a lesson. If you see someone, well, if you see any ship basically anywhere and you are mining in a mining ship, just warp off. Because I'm in a mining ship and I have some guns on this thing. So you can definitely expect other players to do the same silly thing. And well, let's light up the venture. Let's see if they are actually AFK. Well, it doesn't seem like it. This doesn't seem like they're AFK. It does look like they have been active, but they didn't warp off because they saw that I'm in a mining ship. They're shooting at me with drones, but you know, it's not going to do much. I have a pretty decent little tank on this thing, and well, the venture has been destroyed. So they haven't been AFK. They just trusted the venture to be a mining ship. That's what I call being disguised and sneaky. Sneaky without having a cloaking device. Oh well, that was just, you know, another funny thing that
Drive
had happened as a bonus clip for this video. And well, again, today was a interesting little run. Lots of fleets, lots of moments where I was literally being outgunned and outnumbered, which is usually what it is. I mean, I'm usually completely alone nowadays, so obviously you're going to be solo most of the time. But with that being said, again, that was a nice little run, and I think it might be. I think I plan to make a video about the best kills of the year. That will be out on December 30th, I believe. So that's maybe the next PvP video. We will see. Definitely the next PvP video, by the way, since that's usually what I do at the end of every year. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe, play safe. As always, I'll see you next time.